Still, top temperature tomorrow of 11 degrees C.
Broadcasting from Civic Centre Studios, this is WCR Community Radio, keeping you in touch on 105.5 FM.
So peaceful on the mountain.
Oh, a bit of a different start to the programme today. That is John David and On the Mountain, playing that for one of our presenters, Joan Howarth, who it was announced yesterday. She sadly died at the age of 87. And as far as I can remember, she played that song at the start of all of her programmes. And she told me once that she went to at John David's studio in the middle of nowhere, apparently, quite a trek, and found him, tracked him down, and managed to get that song, which is quite a story from the bits and pieces I can remember of it. But yeah, incredible records and a great way to start her show. I remember I started here in 1999. She was here from pretty much the beginning in 1996, and we were doing the odd public broadcast, but generally when I was here it was hospital radio, and she used to do, I think it was the mid-morning programme or early afternoon, and I would quite often sit in as well. And one such show, she gave me a tape, and I'm trying to find it yesterday, hunting around everywhere. I knew I had it, but I had it on a different format. More on that a little bit later on. But I have dug this out from the archives. Believe it or not, this is myself, who you won't recognise at all. You'll certainly recognise Joan. And this was recorded on the 1st of April in the year 2000. Mr. Jones.
got something of a shock then. We did, didn't we, Oliver? It wasn't supposed to be that track.
No.
No, and actually I think we lost half of it as well. Maybe it was as well. Because that track, if it was track 1, it's New York mining disaster 1941. So I should imagine quite, not the easiest of words. Actually, I thought we were supposed to have the 1st of May, track 7.
Yeah.
But something went wrong, didn't it, with the fingers? I've noticed my fingers have been a little bit feeble lately. Did you bring any records out?
I haven't.
No, you haven't.
I've been reading
no.
these articles about the thing, the socks and...
Fascinating, aren't they? Would you have guessed it was an April Fool?
Probably. I think I probably would have, yeah. But they look like April Fools.
I was a bit dubious about the socks, I must admit, because there's a picture there and she's holding a sock that looks like it's got about 10 pound of fat in it, doesn't it? But, no, I must admit I fell for that. 3 April Fool things I fell for, isn't it? The tea plantation. I am getting feeble in my old age. Well, I do know that, actually, Oliver. It will come to you, I can assure you. When you leap up in years, as I have done, it will come to you. Well, I think we'll have Little Brown Jug now, and I'm sure they'll all be thinking I've been drinking from the Little Brown Jug, but I haven't, almost. All I've had today is, I don't know if you know it, do you call it yakote or something? It's that drink that you can buy. They're in little containers. They're not cheap. You buy 6 in a set, as it were, and one of them's YAQUTI, I think. And there's the other one is LC1, and that's the one I buy. And it's a citrus, and it looks like milk. It's very pleasant, and it's very good for a person's indigestion and well-being. Yeah. So I have been drinking that, and that's all I've had, and a cup of tea and an apple. That's all I've had this morning. So I shouldn't keep needing to go to the loo, should I? No.
Yeah. Yes, believe it or not, myself and Joan, many years ago, I remember being there in Studio 2 and actually being part of that programme. Just about. It was quite a long time ago. There'll be another clip from that show after this by Bob Dylan and Tangled Up in Blue. Bob Dylan with Tangled Up in Blue. So I was playing a clip of myself and Joan Howarth from a long time ago. And I don't think that was, well, it wasn't the first time I was on the air ever, but it wasn't far off, which is quite special. I think she recorded most of her programmes on cassette, which was still a thing back then. And she gave the bits and pieces that when I was on the programme, copied it from her cassette onto another cassette. I put it on mini disc and then transferred it onto my laptop. So it's basically a copy of a copy of a copy. Back when that was a thing. And I was trying to find this cassette yesterday and I couldn't, and found out it was on mini disc instead. Anyway, let's have a listen to a clip of her and myself.
Oh yes, that was good, wasn't it?
Yes.
You enjoyed it. So I'll give you the CD. I haven't got long arms, have I? And if there's any more on there that you want, we can queue up. But I thought what we'd have now, we're talking about Billie Holiday, weren't we?
Yes,
Is it Holiday, isn't it?
Holiday, yes.
H-O-L-L-I-D. Thinking of double L's there, Hazel's just shown me an entry in the day diary. I don't know if you know that on Friday before Mothering Sunday, was it Friday? Well, anyway, one of the days, shortly after my brother-in-law passed away in New Zealand, and of course we were all very sad because we all thought the world of him, and Chris, my younger daughter's partner, said, let's take your mum out for a meal. You know, she's feeling a bit down, which was very kind, I thought. And so they came over to Chippenham, and Sarah had been told of a place, I forgot what the name of, in a village, and so we decided we would go. And the food was very nice. There wasn't a lot of it, and it was quite expensive. In fact, I was a bit shocked at the prices. I did the best out of it with what I ordered, but Sarah's portion of lamb was really small, and it was quite disappointing. But the atmosphere was dreadful. I don't like lots of noisy music, but a gentle sound in the background is nice. There were only 2 other people dining, 2 men, who knew the person behind the counter, behind the bar, and we saw the lady who I take to be the chef, and there was this big lad behind, and the atmosphere was terrible. There wasn't one person came in for a drink in the whole evening that we were there. The door never opened, and just the 2 in a corner, and 3 of us at a table. It was most weird, it was quite awful. And although we did enjoy the food, but I forgot what I was saying now. How did I start?
Entry in a diary. Hazel?
Oh, that's right. That's it. Oh, aren't you good? Oh, I can rely on him to bring me back in memory. But before I left the house, I couldn't find my comb, you see. I'd left it, so I rang. And Pete Wolf was doing the programme. And he searched in the studio for the comb and couldn't find it. So he's put a very peculiar entry into the diary all about this dinosaur comb that I wanted. So you want to read it, it's quite amusing.
Yeah.
He wanted me to go on air, but I didn't have time because I was being taken out from it. That's the story, all in a nutshell.
It's myself and Joan Howarth from the 1st of April 2000, almost 21 years ago. Joan has died at the age of 87 and one of WCR's first presenters, being here since 1996.